when you enter San Diego Comic-Con, to get from this wall to that wall, let's say, that's, what would you say, 45 minutes? About 45 minutes to walk from that end to that end. That's at a normal, because there's so many people. What I like to do is I go and I see my friends and panels and stuff, but I don't like waiting in the, like these lines are like 8 hours long, some of these panel lines. Just watch it online. You get a better view. That's what I was talking about earlier today. Like they'll show you, like the Star Wars panel, you would have waited for that thing for 2 days. Are there people in here that wait for like tech and stuff like that for a week before it comes out? You're at the store waiting in line. Or when it's time for a movie to come out, like Batman vs Superman, you're there 3 days early to wait because the movie feels like it's 3 days long when you watch it. In the back, you like to wait for tech. I love technology, but I'm a lazy boy. I like to just pre-order and get there. What's the longest that you've waited for a piece of technology?
2 days.
You waited 10 days? How did you go to the, the facilities and... What's that? You just went. Just wear pants and wash. What about showering? You just... Listen. Oh, okay, you had tents, okay. Now, was your work upset with you? Because they're like, listen, do you have enough iPhone to share for everybody, or are you just getting this for yourself? You work what? Oh, your work was not upset because you called and just lied to them. Love it. Love building that trust with your work. I love, this is my very first, for those of you that weren't in opening ceremonies and didn't hear, this was my very first convention 8 years ago. A lot has happened in that 8 years, let me tell you. I discovered I was from the planet Krypton, and I discovered that my dad was very handsome and looked like Russell Crowe. But I haven't been back since, so it's really fun to come back and come to Boston. Earlier today, Fuzzy is the guy that I'm working with this weekend. We went to the Green Dragon Tavern. Have you guys ever been there? It's like this old tavern from 1657, and when primordial ooze was just leaking out of the ground and saying, hey, I need a drink, I'm thirsty. And then a beer popped up. That's kind of what happened to us. It was very, very cool. So it's cool to see the history of this town. How many people are from Boston? How many people are not? But how many people are from the area? How many people like desserts? How many people like air? Those people in the back, no! Air, get out of here. Like literally, that whole back row is like, I'm only breathing because I have to. Peer pressure. My lungs are like, come on, man, everybody's doing it. Your brain's like, yeah, man, come on, you want to breathe that air. Don't pressure me, brain. I'll breathe air when I want to breathe air. I want to hold my breath. Anyway, so Boston's awesome. The food is deliciously fried. Oh my gosh, how many people have heard of Star Trek Continues? Awesome. How many people have not heard of Star Trek Continues? You guys don't like air, do you? Seal the doors. Okay, well, Star Trek Continues. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about Star Trek Continues because, and I'll mention how it ties into the fried stuff. So in Star Trek Continues, Vic Haberkorn Mignogna, it's a hyphenated last name because I'm the husband, he's going to take my last name. But he loves the original series of Star Trek. And if you're a big original series Star Trek fan, then Star Trek Continues is where it's at, man. I tell you what. So he wanted to continue the original 5-year mission. Now there are only 3 seasons of the 5-year mission. So it got canceled. So what Vic decided to do was to pick up right where it left off and continue that mission. And so what he did was he got the resources together out of his own pocket for building the sets to the tune of like $150,000. He built the sets. We have an 18,000 square foot facility in Georgia. And we filmed these episodes there with professional crew from all over the US. We have on our crew, if you guys remember, the original Scotty was named James Doohan. His son, Chris Doohan, is our Scotty. And so it's a lot of fun to hear him talk about going to the sets with his dad and how they had those Star Trek tunics. He had 8 red original tunics in his house, but they didn't know they were going to be worth anything, so they're like washing the car with them, treating them like rags, so they're pretty much destroyed, but he had them. Our Sulu is Grant Imahara from Mythbusters. He's pretty cool. He's a very tiny, tiny man, but he's so smart. Also, I didn't know this, he built the R2-D2 for episodes 1 through 3. It's pretty groovy. We have, who else do we have? We have these great guest stars on our show. For our first episode, we had the original Apollo. Apollo was in the original series, and he took on Kirk in the Enterprise, and he came back and reprised his role 45 years later. He came out of retirement and did this. We've had Lou Ferrigno as a guest. We've had Colin Baker, one of the Doctor Who's, as a guest. Aaron Gray from Battlestar Galactica, so we've had a lot of fun guests. Recently, Rod Roddenberry came to the sets, rocked it out with us, was really, really cool. Guys from Pixar who like created, hey, this is what I think Buzz Lightyear should look like. Who created Buzz Lightyear? They wrote our scripts and designed stuff for us. And we have originally composed music from a professor from Yale who went in at RIT. They had a full 40-member orchestra compose music for it. So, I mean, this is heavy duty.